Okay, fascinating, absolutely a fascinating election. Don't call it, don't burst crackers is what our running theme has been. This is an election which is going down to the slog overs, and these are the slog overs in the next 1 hour. In the next 1 hour, you will know who's actually pulled ahead, and I believe one side will eventually pull ahead. Who is that going to be? I want to go to Sanket Upadhyay. Sanket, you were with us exactly an hour ago, and your map has changed. You have got a completely different map to offer us, I'm told now.
It has changed, Rajdeep. In fact, the NDA's Sampark Kranti is racing with the mahagathbandhan's Garib Rath, and this is how, at this moment, as far as the early leads are concerned, the Bihar Vidhan Sabha is actually going to look at. The BJP combine is on 100. Their vote share at this moment, based on these early leads, is at 35%. The Mahagathbandhan is at 97 with a 40% vote share. So if they continue this way, Rajdeep, things are in fact going to change in a very, very big way. The others are at 7. In this particular presentation, Rajdeep, we are actually going to focus on the various regions. So the Bihar map is going to go down. In fact, the Vidhan Sabha is going to go down, and the Bihar map is now going to come up on the data center, where we'll actually show you how the political landscape of Bihar is going to look like by the end of, say, about the next 2 hours. So we are waiting for this floor to open at the data center and that map to eventually come out. So the various regions, Rajdeep, that we are in fact looking at are going to be the Tirhut region, which you have been talking about. We'll talk about Mithila, we'll talk about the eastern part of Bihar, and Bhojpur as well as Magad. While we load this map, I'll hand it back to you while we get that map going, and then you can come back to us.
Okay, we'll come back to you for the very latest, but clearly this election is turning, and we're trying to just try and make sense for you. I know you as the viewers are confused. Take a look at that gap. It started in the morning at a gap of about 25 seats, clear advantage to the BJP when postal ballots and first rounds were coming in, early trends. Now it's close to 3 seats. And remember, 206 out of 243. In most electronic voting machines, you have 5 or 6 rounds, some even as many as 8. So essentially, you've got about 60% of the counting done. So 40% still remains. And there are lots of seats where the margins are very, very narrow. You wanted to make a point, Ashok.
This is turning out to be a fascinating cliffhanger of an election.
Yes.
I have a feeling you'll see many results actually going to the last round, and with very small margins, because remember, in the average assembly constituency, someone was telling me you have 45,000 first-time voters, youth voters. Which way they've gone, we don't know. There was talk about young men going for Modi, young women going for
Sorry to interrupt you. For the first time since the morning, in our official figures, and remember these are official, these are not figures which are being planted. This is the channel where you get the credible figures. 100 and 200. The first lead. No, because there are people who are, who plant figures. That's the sad part of our profession. But these are the official trends. 102 to 100. For the first time since this morning, the Mahagathbandhan has actually taken a lead. Please go ahead. Sorry, Ashok.
No, so the momentum certainly for the moment seems to be with the Mahagathbandhan. If I had a gut feeling at this point,
Ashok, you play safe all the time. Come on, you've got to put your money where your mouth.
Look, I can't. Bihar was always a very difficult state. I
will be revealing my sweepstake figure only when
I stand by my early prediction that the loser will cross 100 and the winner will not cross 140.
Yes, Ajit, and then Manisha.
Rajit, the most important point is that the Cicero predicted the best election in this case.
Yes.
They gave it the most tight race.
Yes.
Almost 41% versus 40. And that is what the
full marks to Dhananjay. He's going to join us soon.
Absolutely.
Dhananjay, where are you? Cicero, come to the studio.
This is a fascinating election.
Number two point.
Bihar has outdone Florida.
Bihar has outdone Florida.
Bihar assembly elections have always been tighter than, let's say, Bihar Lok Sabha polls. Bihars have always had what we call the swing constituencies, like Bard and areas like that, where at times candidates would win with, let's say, 500 votes or 300 votes. It seems now that the entire state had moved in that direction.
Yes, ma'am.
I still think that on the local reports, it's the Mahagathbandhan that's now clearly established the lead. Nearly 130 seats to the Mahagathbandhan.
This is as per the unofficial figures. Unofficial figures 130.
Yes, absolutely.
But your sense is, where
90
can you tell
BJP,
me, Manisha, where has this election turned? From the morning you've been looking at micro, is this election turning as I believe in Simanchal? I always believed fifth round was key. Or is it the first and second round as the results are now coming in? BJP had a lead in the second round, second phase of polling. That has changed.
I think
round three.
no, just a minute. I think the phases where we had thought in the
Yes.
plain lands of Bihar,
Yes.
always Simanchal and Kosi are the separate enclave of Bihar.
Yes.
It's in the plain lands where it should have been a done deal, as we rightly said. It's there that the BJP has lost the edge in places where they have not only the advantage of winning in the Lok Sabha, where they also had the RSS stronghold. Remember, Patna is the one and only urban. Since the morning I've been hearing about the urban Bihar. On the ground, I don't know where is the urban Bihar beyond a few cities that were and do not exist now. Now, Patna, the urban stronghold of the RSS, if the BJP is not doing well, then clearly there are more things that have happened even within the BJP to be able to answer why they are not winning this election. Maybe the Mohan Bhagwat factor is also an RSS factor. I don't know.
Okay,
Just one point.
Yes.
The BJP is doing well in the Bhojpur region. The JDU is doing well in the Magadh region and Mithila region.
No, Bhojpur,
But what is
the
one,
JDU
no,
is
one
doing
minute.
well.
What is
Sorry.
clear in the morning, and this is Dipankar, a little bit of a reality check to everyone, particularly to political pundits. We wrote off Lalu Prasad. There was, early trends came and immediately there was a sense, will Lalu drag down the alliance? As of now, and I've got, Lalu is doing just as well as the JDU is.
Yeah.
This is an alliance.
to neck.
In fact, they are neck to neck. There's this battle between them as well, which could influence government formation. Because if Lalu gets more seats, he will want deputy chief minister and so much more from Nitish. Lalu Prasad Yadav. This is an incredible politician. I keep saying, jab tak samose mein aloo hai, tab tak Bihar mein Lalu hai. There is a sense.
It's a 20% of the vote. He's got it solid.
He has never lost. He has
That-
never gone
never
below
lost that.
20%, much like Mayawati in Bihar. What do you make out of this? What is the reason why we are so critical of him? Because he's corrupt. There's criminalization that he encouraged, or is it because we, in a sense, are unable to understand caste
You see,
dynamics?
every election is a new chemistry.
Yes.
It's not always numbers.
Yes.
And this particular election, don't forget, Lalu has seen a second avatar because he's teamed up with Nitish. It's not the
Yes.
same old Lalu at all.
Exactly.
Yes.
And the mistake we make is we look at people singly, individually, and plot the chart of success or failure. In this particular case, I'll say it's a new chemistry at work. It is not just arithmetic. Lalu has got a fresh dose of credibility
Yes.
simply because he's hanging on with Nitish. That is the story which you must talk about. Not Lalu singly, but Lalu as part of a whole, which is not the old RJD at all.
Yes, quickly.
See, also, the Yadavs have been out of power for 10 years.
Yes.
So, if tying up with Nitish was the only route to power,
8.2.
pragmatically, I guess they accepted it. And Lalu has managed to transfer, it seems, it would appear if these trends hold,
130.
he has managed to hold on to and transfer his Yadav Muslim votes.
That's right. So Lalu is transferring his votes. That's becoming a critical factor in this election. 107 to 99. And I am hesitant to tempt fate, but it is clearly now advantage JDU, RJD. That's, I think, becoming clearer by the minute. What we thought, or what was being shown by the numbers, and we believed that wait for a little while, another half an hour will settle it now, even now. But it is clear that the JDU is slowly pulling away from the BJP. And the reason, and I want to tell this to y'all in terms of rural-urban, this has been one of my theories, many theories in life that one has, is that rural-urban divide is now becoming stark. In rural Bihar, it is clearly the RJD, JDU combined that is pulling away. Take a look at what the rural-urban divide is showing. You will see that at the moment it is about a 60-30 divide. 60 of the seats on an average, if you were 2-1, now in rural Bihar, slowly it is moving towards the JDU. Yes, Dipankar.
I think this shows more than anything else that the rural-urban divide that we talk about is a myth.
Yeah.
Because
Yes.
one should look at rural India only in terms of the urban, not by itself. In fact, the word urban would probably be much better.
Yes.
And the fact that you have rural India voting this way and
Yes.
Patna voting the same way just
That's
demonstrates
yes.
that the rural-urban divide is really, over. And we
Right.
should stop talking about it.
Okay, we should stop talking about it, but I am going to talk about it.
I want to endorse
because
that.
look, as you
And caste.
No, I'll tell you why. Because I think what is becoming clearer, one of the interesting stories is Patna itself. As per this poll, the BJP not doing as well in Patna as it should have done, which is one of the interesting.
As per this poll, you mean as per this election?
As per this election. And Shatrughan Sinha, who apparently when I rang him up yesterday said, "मैं तो foreign में हूँ." So clearly Shatrughan Sinha, the member of parliament of Patna Sahib, is not there, but he might be having a quiet chuckle. In a close election, you've seen this, you have to manage your party. And maybe for a change, Nitish and Lalu have managed their alliance better than the other side. There were a lot of internal division. At least half a dozen BJP MPs, the likes of R.K. Singh, Shatrughan Sinha, were openly speaking against the High Command. What does that show? Will the BJP have to take a lesson from this if this margin continues? And as you said, or you believe, this was an election for the BJP to lose.
Yeah, my view is that let's not imagine that anybody is won yet. Let's just take the line. This is going to be a very close call. If it is a close call, I thought this was an election the BJP should have won easily. The fact that it hasn't won easily, it might still win, but certainly won't win by a wave or any easily, shows how bad Modi and Amit Shah are at handling dissent, at forging coalitions, at handling people who have disagreements with them from their point of view.
You agree with that, Ashok? Is there a sense, is there a sense that maybe you accommodate everyone? Uska, what was wrong in giving Shatrughan Sinha one chopper and telling him thoda ghoom lo? Instead of bringing Ajay Devgan, he felt so slighted. He told me, Ajay Devgan ko lata hai, main to Bihari babu hu.
But Shatrughan Sinha has had a problem going back much earlier. Even in 2014, he wasn't the first choice for the MP's position. Look, there is always going to be a post-mortem, and obviously, if the BJP loses the election, Amit Shah will have a lot to answer for. There's no question about that. But I would disagree with Veer when he says this was a done deal. It was never a done deal for either party. It was always going to be a tough election.
Okay.
30.
I want to go at this moment to Rahul Kanwal, who's joining. Rahul, you've been, hour and 20 minutes ago, all the crackers being burst around you and the corn cells were at the BJP headquarters. You're now at the JDU headquarters. I don't think JDU supporters perhaps have stocked the kind of crackers that the BJP did. But give us a sense how the mood has dramatically turned. What an election. Go ahead, Rahul, take it away.
Outside the JDU office, and you can see that the Zindabad ka naras have now moved here to the JDU headquarters. They came here this morning, they were very circumspect, not making any noise. Now they're playing Holi, they're bursting some crackers as well. They've got colors out and they're very excited with the trends that are now coming in. They were concerned initially when trends were coming out where the BJP seemed to have been doing well, but now in the way that the trends are firming up, they're quite, आप लोगों को लग रहा है सर कि सरकार बनेगी?
निश्चित सरकार बनेगी। बिहार की जनता ने मानवर नीतीश कुमार जी के विकास को देखा था और बहुत सी अटकलें थी धन तंत्र के ऊपर यह जनतंत्र की जीत है। भारतीय जनता पार्टी ने सोचा कि लोकसभा के चुनाव में जो अंडर करंट उन्होंने जो कम्युनलिज्म चलाया था उस पर बिहार में भी हम सरकार बना लेंगे। बिहार की जनता ने इसे नकार दिया।
लेकिन अभी भी पूरी तरीके से लोगों में कॉन्फिडेंस नहीं आया। अभी भी लग रहा है कि थोड़ा वेट कर लें। आपको लग गया 100%। 3 दिन पहले से बिहार में बाहर हो नीतीश कुमार हो
और ये जीत स्वाभिमान की जीत है। ये जीत बिहार की महिलाओं की जीत है। ये जीत युवाओं की जीत है। मुंह तोड़ जवाब दिया है नरेंद्र मोदी को बिहार के
लोगों ने नीतीश कुमार के विकास मॉडल पर जमकर वोट किया है। दलित, महादलित, पिछड़ा, अति पिछड़ा सभी ने जबरदस्त मत का रूप किया, गुलबंद को वोट किया। सर मैं आपको बताऊं, इससे थोड़ी देर पहले हम लोग बीजेपी के दफ्तर में थे और वहाँ पे पटाखे थोड़ा जल्दी फट गए, फिर अब सब ठंडे हो गए। ऐसा तो नहीं कि यहाँ पे भी ऐसा कुछ भारी बहुमत के साथ जीत रहा और ये विकास का जीत है और भारतीय जनता पार्टी को पूरे देश में विनाश का हार शुरू हो गया। के हिसाब से क्या मैसेज गया है यहाँ से?
बिल्कुल, हम लोग सरकार बना रहे हैं और इसमें कोई किंतु परंतु कोई शक नहीं है। अब तो सरकार बनना तय है माननीय नीतीश कुमार जी के नेतृत्व में और लालू यादव के नेतृत्व में। अब कोई शक नहीं है। अब जैसे जैसे देखिए हमारे कार्यालय का
आप लोगों को लगता है कि आप लोग लालू यादव के कार्यकर्ताओं के साथ मिल के चला पाएंगे? अरे इतने सालों से इतना ठना हुआ था आप दोनों के बीच में, कैसे चलाएंगे?
आप कृपया अब आप निगेटिव सवाल न करें। ये सवाल आपने पहले भी किया था लेकिन उसको बिहार की जनता ने नकार दिया है और मुझे लगता है स्मरण है कि आप ही ऐसा सवाल किया करते थे। इसलिए मैं आज स्मरण करा रहा हूँ कि अब निगेटिविटी मत नहीं चाहिए। अब बिहार की जनता ने और जनता दलियों और आरजेडी का कार्यकर्ता, कांग्रेस का कार्यकर्ता पूरे देश में कंधा
Just go
से
to
कंधा
Misa, na?
मिलाकर इस मोदी सरकार को फेंकेगा।
That's the idea. आपको लगता है कि यहाँ पे एक नेशनल मूवमेंट खड़ी होगी मोदी के खिलाफ, सब लोग मिलेंगे, ऐसा ही यही वाला मॉडल बाकी स्टेट्स में भी चलेगा?
देखिए, लगता है कहते हैं तो हमको लगता है कि आपको शक है, बिहार की जनता को शक नहीं है, कोई शुबा नहीं है। उन्होंने तो आपको वोट दे करके दिखा दिया, नीतीश कुमार को वोट देकर, लालू यादव को सत्ता दे करके दिखा दिया है। अभी जो बढ़ा था इससे साफ जाहिर है, देखिए हम लोग 190 180 पे सरकार बनाएंगे और नीतीश कुमार लालू के नेतृत्व में कांग्रेस के साथ कंधे से कंधा।
उन्होंने खुद कहा था कि बिहार का जो चुनाव है ये देश की दशा और दिशा दोनों निश्चित करेगी। तो अब ये देश की दशा और दिशा दोनों निश्चित करने जा रही है महागठबंधन की सरकार बनके, और हम लोग यही नहीं बल्कि 2019 देख रहे हैं।
ये अभिमान और स्वाभिमान की लड़ाई थी, जिसमें अभिमान चकनाचूर हो गया और स्वाभिमान हमारा जीत गया।
जय बिहार। क्या बताना चाहता हूँ कि ये जो भी रिजल्ट आएगा इस देश की राजनीति में एक नया पहल होगा, और ये नरेंद्र मोदी बीजेपी अब समझिए दफन हो गए, और अगला प्रोजेक्ट जो है 5 साल नीतीश कुमार और विकास का बहार बढ़ाएंगे और प्रधानमंत्री बनेंगे, बिहार का प्रधानमंत्री बनेंगे।
JDU supporters absolutely delighted with the trends that are coming out just at this time. They're confident that these are firm trends and they aren't going to reverse. Rajdeep, we are currently at the JDU office. Right opposite the road is the RJD office, and there are drums going off at the RJD office as well. So we'll toss it back to the studio, and when we come back, we'll go live from the RJD offices here in Patna.
Fascinating election, Rahul, and I'm going to go, and finally, I'm going to say Nitish Kumar will be the next Chief Minister of Bihar. I have decided that Nitish Kumar will be the next Chief Minister of Bihar based on these trends. The trends are now clear, they are strong. This is 10-20, this is now more than 75% of counting and voting coming in. Nitish Kumar will be the Chief Minister of Bihar. That's the big story, that's the big breaking news. The mahagathbandhan is pulling ahead, and I expect, based on the analysis, if these trends continue, mahagathbandhan will be 140 plus. That's the kind of figure we are looking at. 140 playing 90-95 is what is the figure that my reports are suggesting from the ground, that it is now the mahagathbandhan which will form the new government in Bihar. It's a dramatic day in Indian politics. My producer wants me to go to the field. Is there? Pawan Verma is joining me. Who better than Pawan Verma? I have just
consolidated lead on 136 seats, and we expect to go at least up to 150 as the counting proceeds.
Narendra Modi was quite aggressive against Nitish Kumar and Lalu Yadav, and particularly against Lalu Yadav, saying that it would be the return of Jungle Raj.
Mr. Narendra Modi has been proved wrong in every respect. First of all, his promises.
Yes.
His promises of providing vikas.
Pawan Verma ji, you have with us Arnab Goswami. Please.
Okay, so Pawan Verma, they're giving his remarks. Let me go first to Ajay Kumar of the Congress, who's joining me. Ajay, do you want to call I've called the election. It appears the Congress has finally won something. You've lost everything since 2014. You finally have some reason to celebrate, even though the real celebration, the real winner is Nitish Kumar. I hope you will give him full credit and not to Rahul Gandhi for once.
No, absolutely. Look, first of all, I think, Rajdeep, it is the Grand Alliance led by Nitish ji. But you cannot, Nitish ji, Mr. Lalu Yadav, the Congress leadership in the state, the Congress leadership, everybody together. I think it's the issue of the developmental mode which the alliance partners reflect. And I'll be honest with you. From morning I've been keeping my fingers crossed and praying hard, because the initial trends were very scary. But now that things are moving, I think the country is answered. And they have also realized
Mr. Ajay Kumar, let's not have long bhashans today. Today is a day for short, sharp reactions. I'm sorry. One of the interesting parts is the credit to Rahul Gandhi will go that he stitched this Nitish Lalu alliance. He got them together. That is, and in return got those 40 seats. Almost as if it was part of the dowry that he got 40 seats. But the fact is, to his credit, he stitched this alliance, and I will give him credit there. But I don't think you can give him credit beyond that. Let's now go and hear Misa Bharti, daughter of Lalu, who's just spoken. Listen in.
सारी सीट हम जीत रहे हैं, सारी तेजस्वी तेज सारे जीत रहे हैं, 150 प्लस 150 प्लस तेज प्रताप भी हैं और वो 3000 वोटों से आगे चल रहे हैं। अब उनको कोई पीछे नहीं कर सकता है। बिल्कुल
Then I want to add that.
Okay, that's yes. You wanted to make a point, Surjit, quickly.
Points I wanted to make.
Yes.
One, on your recent comment about the Congress.
Yes.
I think, as I said, they are doing very well, much better than anybody expected, and they will help, obviously, for Nitish to win 140, 150 seats. The second point is that the day after the election, Nitish called up Lalu. This is on public in order to patch up. And therefore, I don't think we can credit Congress for various things.
No,
but they did not stitch the alliance.
That's not true.
Okay.
That's not true. The truth is that Nitish and there were differences of opinion, and Rahul did play some role. Now,
yeah, okay, that's right.
But just a minute, I just want to get Ramkripal Yadav. Just a minute, Ramkripal Yadav, BJP leader who had switched, if you remember, from Lalu to the BJP, won the Patna, won his seat last time against Misa Bharti. Now he's with the BJP. रामकृपाल जी बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद, आप प्रोग्राम पे हैं। लगता है कि इस बार आप हार रहे हैं चुनाव, क्या वजह है, क्या गलती हुई इस बार?
देखिए, हार जीत तो कुछ फाइनल रिजल्ट के बाद ही पता चलेगा, मगर अगर हारते हैं तो उसको स्वीकारना पड़ेगा, जीतते हैं उसको भी स्वीकारना पड़ेगा। तो सच्चाई है, जनता का मैंडेट सर्वोपरि होता है और निश्चित तौर पर जब हार होगी तो हमारी पार्टी इस पर मंथन करेगी।
ये रामकृपाल जी, 2014 में आपका गठबंधन 172 असेंबली कंस्टिट्यूंसीज में आगे था, अब लगता है 95-94 तक, ऑलमोस्ट हाफ, यू आर डाउन बाय हाफ। दूसरी तरफ जो अलायंस 64 सीटों में 64 सीट्स दे वर अहेड इज नाउ लीडिंग इन 125। ये तो बिल्कुल रिवर्सल हो गया, क्या हो गया? कुछ तो गलती हुई होगी।
हाँ, तो वो तो पार्टी उस पर विचार करेगी ना, क्या होगा, कैसे हुआ, क्यों हुआ, इन सब मुद्दों पर विचार करेगी और निश्चित तौर पर विचार करेगी। विचारणीय विषय है ये।
तो बड़े ईमानदार नेता है आप, तो बताइए एक कारण क्या आपको लगता है स्टेट इलेक्शन, क्या आपने किसी को मुख्यमंत्री प्रोजेक्ट करना चाहिए था कि नीतीश वर्सेस कौन, जैसे दिल्ली में देखा गया, मोदी फॉर पीएम, नीतीश फॉर सीएम, क्या वही स्थिति हुई बिहार में भी?
नहीं, ऐसी बात नहीं है। वो तो सारी बातों पर अब चुनाव के नतीजे आने वाले हैं, आने के बाद ही केंद्रीय नेतृत्व और राज्य का जो नेतृत्व बैठकर चिंतन करेगा, उसके बाद ही कुछ बातें सामने छल के आएगी।
आपसे ये पूछ रहा हूं कि कहीं ना कहीं क्या आपको लगता है ये चुनाव आप जीत सकते थे, लेकिन कुछ गलतियां हुई, मोहन भागवत की स्टेटमेंट वगैरह, उससे कुछ नुकसान हुआ या नहीं हुआ? आज आप बड़े डिफेंसिव नजर रहे, खुला बात कीजिए सर।
नहीं, खुला बात तो चुनाव, अब देखिए पार्टी है और पार्टी नेतृत्व इन सब मुद्दों पर विचार करेगी ना। अभी मैं क्या कमेंट कर सकता हूं उस पर? इन सारी बातों का मंथन चिंतन के बाद ही कोई फाइनल प्रतिक्रिया आएगी और पार्टी देगी।
ये आखिर में मैं आपको पूछूंगा सर कि क्या आपको कहीं कुछ लालू यादव जी को कहना है, लालू प्रसाद जी को, आपके पुराने दोस्त?
नहीं, कुछ नहीं कहना है।
नहीं, क्योंकि आप तो उनके राइट हैंड मैन हुआ करते थे, आज उनको कांग्रेचुलेट करेंगे कम से कम?
नतीजे के बाद निश्चित तौर पर यह संस्कार है, भारतीय संस्कार, हम सब लोगों को जो जीतता है उसको निश्चित तौर पर बधाई देना चाहिए और निश्चित तौर पर मिलेगा उनको बधाई।
रामकृपाल जी, आपने हमसे बात की, बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया। So that is very clear, and in fact one of the EC results at the moment is showing the RJD emerging as the largest party at the moment, as of now, purely by the EC. Yes, Ashok, sorry.
Two things. One, if these figures hold,
yes,
you're seeing an interesting combination of Lalu holding on to his caste base,
yes,
and Nitish getting a sort of national image and so on. But the Congress is also a gainer. If it reaches double figures, obviously it will be celebrating more than the numbers. In the last session of Parliament, the monsoon session, the Congress resorted to a lot of filibustering,
yes,
which almost isolated it in the opposition till the government bailed it out by suspending its members.
Yes.
But in the winter session, that filibustering would seem to be validated because other parties will now say, okay, fine, take the lead in the Rajya Sabha, we'll join you after Bihar.
You know, let me settle this issue once and for all. Veer, you first and then I'll go to Ajit.
Yeah.
If this election holds, will Nitish Kumar be the man who will now be projected to take on Narendra Modi in a larger national role, or is it like Kejriwal? Every time a state election is held, the chief minister is suddenly given. If this was a general election, my sense is Modi would have done better. That's my sense from the ground. It was Modi for PM, Nitish.